like off laners going for this Blade Mail Heart, also some of the mid laners like Kunkka. I think this is still super strong, even though like both of these items got slightly nerfed. It's still super popular. And the big one is TSM banning out Bristleback, because Bristol has been on the rise as well. 33, one of his like most played heroes in the recent week. Just like becomes super tanky. Vanguard, Aghanim, Scepter, Shard, and then you pick up the Bloodstone, you become super annoying, one of the better heroes to clear the stack. And we also know that Tundra is a team that stacks a lot. And also we've seen like teams shifting away from these standard picks. Like you could see like how meta changes, where people would immediately take one of these strong position 1 carries, like Gyro, Sven as well.
Yeah, Sven was popular from Ame. You know, he was one of those picks that I think he really went to in the Asian games. And there's that Earth Spirit we already talked about, you know, making its way into the first pick for Tundra. They went to the Treant on TSM. Nothing too out of the ordinary right now. One thing I do want to mention is that Muerta ban. I know a lot of people were talking about how this might be the carry of the tournament. But I'm interested to get your thoughts too on like
5 seconds.
Every TI there's a TI meta, right? But does it change when the groups are smaller and things are a little bit different? You're not going up against 8 other teams like we used to have the 9 2 groups of 9. So yeah. Now you're not seeing everybody as much, and maybe different metas form from each different group, right?
That might happen. Like we've seen that at the previous TI. Like Team Secret, Team Liquid, like forming their own meta because they had to go through like this last chance qualifier tournament and they played more games, while other teams like in the other group, they played like different style of Dota, and you could see the big difference. So I think that's a really good point. And to go back to Muerta, like this hero has been on the rise ever since like the changes. Her also ulti before didn't go through BKB, but also since the changes to a BKB, her ulti does deal now damage, less damage, but overall one of those explosive heroes, a hero that can farm extremely fast and also just kill people. All you need to do is have someone to just like lock them in place to be able to deal damage, because she kills you in like 2 seconds pretty much.
So going into this next set of picks, and just to go and fall back to that Earth Spirit pick that was there for Tundra, item-wise, it seems like Blade Mail's on the rise too. Like it feels like so many heroes utilize that item all over the place, and it's just what to you is just making this like a first item pick for a lot of heroes.
That makes you like, it's a cheap item, cheap components, allows you to tank up some of the damage, deal damage in the middle of the fight, especially for those heroes that run in. And also, again, we're going back to changes to BKB, where you, like most of the people don't want to buy BKB, especially early on, so people try to theory craft how to stay in fights for longer. This is where Blade Mail Heart is going to kick in. And Tundra will pick up Grimstroke. Also another hero that has been in a really bad place for a really long time. Like, I'm saying this because, like, I'm big on Grimstroke. This hero is amazing. Every single spell he has, like, I think the newly added heroes to the game in the past, like, 3-4 years, they've been amazing. Like, their spells are pretty unique. You know that when the hero comes out, it's going to be something super fun to play. Grimstroke is
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the Grimstroke, you know, when I see Grimstroke come into these drafts, especially during TI, the first thing I think about is that introduction to Grimstroke that we had at TI8, right? Where they're announcing heroes, all of a sudden Grimstroke comes on the screen, has his introduction, and then that available now popped up, and I swear everybody was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out after this day of TI. Everybody went home to their computers and spammed Grimstroke, and I've been a fan of this hero ever since. It was really quite the reaction. And It's cool to see it here, but I agree with you with the TSM lineup, Lone Druid, Tree, and Tusk, and we've seen some dirty Tusk plays come out during the entirety of the year from DPC. It was popular prior when it used to go in lane with Death Prophet early in the year.
Yeah, not the easiest Tusk game to play into. This is one of his arch nemesis, I would say. Grimstroke leash mechanic plus silence. Like what you want to do. Like even if you use like a leash on one hero and you know the Tusk with Blink is coming in, try to save him with the snowball. He gets leashed, can't use the snowball. And also another hero that's going to be like super annoying in the lane. Warlock plus Naga Siren, not your like typical lane, I would say. But it's all about securing Skeeter's farm. And whoever watched previous TI knows that Skeeter, he's one of the best Naga Siren players out there. Like he really utilized it during TI 2022.
5 seconds remaining.
And also another root mechanic against Tusk. So he's not going to be able to get those snowballs off. It feels like a really difficult Tusk game. One thing that they have on TSM is good tower defense in terms of Treant Protector, Lone Druid. Now they need to show like one more hero, and also good Roche taking potential.
So just one thing on the Naga. I know you're saying Skitter, it's one of his best heroes. I did see a little bit recently of offlane Naga Siren in competitive play. Is that a possible switch up here for Tundra if they don't like what they see?
Potentially, yes. Some of the teams do like to play it. Like Talon, they love to run Naga Siren as another core, but not sure other teams want to go with that. Most likely going to be position 1, also not the classic 33 hero.
Yeah, I agreed with that. So we'll see what TSM go to now as they see this Naga Siren as the last pick for this phase for Tundra. And Enigma, Phoenix were some of the bands. Dazzle is one of those bands that, a hero that we just weren't seeing any of throughout the year. For the most part, making its way into an early ban. And now they go into the late Pudge pick.
That's a position 1 Pudge, if I've ever seen one. This has been the counter for Naga Siren, where Pudge was really popular as position 1. You need a hero that deals well with the illusions, because they take more damage, and also once you pick up that Aghanim Scepter, AoE gets bigger. I like this. I like this approach. This is the first opening game of the road to the International, and we see Pudge. I could have asked for more. This is my heart is pumping real fast right now.
I know you're a big Pudge spammer. I know you love that hero so much. I was told you win most of your games on Pudge. You're a very, very good Pudge player.
Yeah, but we'll have to see about that. When it comes down to professional players, these guys are really good. These are e-gamers we're talking about. And again, another hero that can set the tempo, not allow, because Tundra, they want to farm. They want to get 2-3 items on Naga Siren and get stuff done. So Tundra's still banning out Invoker, thinking that could be potentially Kasane's hero, this Lone Druid. Kasane has been big, on these zoo heroes. Anything that does have any kind of micro, he's going to play it. Same goes for 33. I think 33 is the best one. Kasane is definitely up there.
I always think about that Brood from 33. I was always so in awe of the way he moved his spiderlings around when you're talking about micro heroes and him just covering every single camp around, and it just, these offlaners with their micro heroes, like you said, it's just always exciting to watch.
Tundra, they also have insane amount of team fights, something that we haven't touched upon.
Yeah.
Earth Spirit plus Warlock. This has been the combo ever since Earth Spirit has been added to the game. Fatal Bonds, Magnetize. Now add second Fatal Bonds with Grimstroke ulti. It's just going to be nuts. This. With these two abilities, you can pretty much, if you get double Fatal Bonds on heroes, everything's going to die.
In a heartbeat, too. It's not going to be pretty. We've seen Warlock just be very popular, not only in pubs, but in pro play. This hero, the Fatal Bonds are just so disgusting. And they banned out the Doom. They don't want to give him that extra bit of team fight, especially with the Soulbind available to them.
Yeah, double Doom. Heroes that they could play against this Pudge Treant Protector lane. It's going to be a lot of slow. You get too close, Blood Grenade. You get Rot. maybe Leech Seed as well. Like, there's just going to be so much slow in this lane. So 33, he does have the last pick. I think he also knows the matchup already. So some of the heroes that he did play in the past. Let me just go through them real quickly. Most of these heroes are like melee heroes. I wouldn't mind if they would like need more synergy, if they feel like they need to have slightly. Ooh. Okay. I think that's 5-3 and for Tusk, mid Zeus to even give more damage against these illusions, because Zeus melts them. Like, Zeus is a really good counter to Terrorblade. A lot of the times you'll see Zeus being banned.
Right.
A bit of a different picks, like just the opening game. Pudge plus Zeus in the same team. Lone Druid as well. Hero that doesn't need much farm. Like, Lone Druid really scales well. He's also a hero that, as I mentioned, doesn't lose the lane. You have Bear, you have your Summon, which is a hero unit right now. Tundra, they don't have much time.
Dawnbreaker. Okay. I like this. It's more team fight. I think the Solar Guardian feels really nice in these fights, especially if they're long and drawn out. And you know, TSM really tried to ban out team fight-oriented heroes on the back end of their bans. They banned Phoenix, Enigma, Doom, and Tide. Like, they were really trying to take the big team fight spell out of the hands of Tundra. They still get Dawnbreaker, which I know a lot of people have said is just one of the strongest offlaners right now.
Yeah, she feels really good to play. Puts a lot of pressure in the lane. They also have insane amount of heroes that can utilize this Ink Spell from Grimstroke. Earthspirit who rolls in, you can put it on Nagasar and any of the illusions, Dawnbreaker as well. Tundra, they have insane amount of damage. I also want to see like how the lanes are gonna go. Preferring Tundra's draft because of the team fight that they have with this Warlock, Earthspirit, Dawnbreaker. It's a ton of damage, but also, like, you picked it into Pudge, you have some of this healing, Grimstroke with the Shard, Nagasarn builds into hard, Dawnbreaker heal. Aghanim Scepter Pudge, that's pretty much his first item. And Brile, I think matchup to look for the most in this one is the mid one, because everybody talks about topson for a good reason. You know, you now have 4 TI winners on one team and one guy that won 2 TIs, potentially going for the third one in this one.
He's the only potential 3-timer at the event, so you know, I don't think after you win one, is there pressure to win a second? If you win 2, is there pressure to win a third?
He's probably the most chill guy at this TI, because he already won 2 TIs, doesn't have anything to prove, and seems like it is time to go.
Yeah, I've done this 2 times before. I could do it a third, and I'll show you how with an Earth Spirit game number 1. I mean, that is definitely very exciting coming out first. It's almost so on brand for topson to have an Earth Spirit in game 1, right?
Pretty much. I mean, this has been his hero, and he does have really good heroes to play with. Also, Pudge with the really nice cosmetic there. Of course, the toy Pudge, the Butcherino. And
Prepare for battle.
See how this game goes. You know, see how we can get our predictions right if you guys are in game and in client right now. But full 5-5 smokes coming out and just sending some illusions over mid. We'll see if they can spot any maybe wards being placed down, get that early advantage. The bounty rune fights are going to go every time there's a start to a game. And I know I've said this to you 1,000 times, but I think of that Coddle Ultra Kill pre-minute 1. And I always want to see a fight like that.
yeah, probably not gonna happen ever again. This is like Southeast Asian specialty where where Coddle killed 5 people pretty much. One thing that TSM do have in this one is tankiness. They do have a lot of tanks, a lot of good frontline. Lone Druid, I want to see what the item's going to be on him. I see Radiance queued up. Most of the like mid Lone Druids that I watched in high professional Dota and some of the, like, because he hasn't been picked much, but I also think this hero is going to be played a lot at this TI, has been this Diffusal Blade.
Yeah, Diffusal Blade popular on a couple of heroes, right?
Diffusal Blade, Echo Saber.
So we'll see if they fight. Top's in the one right in the bounty room. There are 3 heroes here. All right, Whitemon will pressure Topson enough to push him away from the bounty, and TSM, Well, they've got themselves 3 bounty runes to start, and then 1 will be picked up here by Tundra. So just taking a look across the board as they're going to be throwing this lone druid in the top lane with Ari.
Switching things up. One of the heroes that can do really well against Warlock if he's caught out of position, because this hero, what he does is uses Fatal Bonds, pushes out the wave, then goes for the pool, uses Fatal Bonds again. It's Pudge, but because he can hook him out, he can hook him out of the position, starting with Rot immediately level 1 in this bottom lane. I like what I see. He's gonna soak a lot of damage from both Fatal Bonds, some right clicks, but also wants to kill illusions immediately.
Yeah, can't get too comfortable in the lane right now. And, level 1, you've got Treant Protector who's helping you or trying to help you with Nature's Grasp. But already feels like Tundra's putting some pressure on to Tomato. We only got 1 tango remaining. You're saying mid's going to be very important. Right now, it's just pretty much even. Who do you think comes away ahead of this mid matchup between Bryle and Topson?
I think Brow's gonna do good. He's playing Zeus into melee hero. Sure, you're playing into Earth Spirit, one of the heroes, one of the easiest heroes you can close the gap with, but I could see Bryle doing good. You also have Heavenly Jump ever since this addition. Zeus feels much nicer to play.
Takes that Heavenly Jump up level 2. Working with that Arc Lightning. We'll see when Topson chooses to also rotate through these lanes, too. Like you said, Earth Spirit's definitely one of those heroes that has that long-range initiation. He's sitting a little bit low here, needs to be careful as this Arc Lightning's starting to put big hurt on him over mid.
Bryle might pick up both water runes. He's putting in some pressure. Doesn't have much mana to work with, only Heavenly Jump. Topson's bottle is on the way, but Bryle, he wants to maybe put in slightly more pressure. There's the Inkswell top.
Yeah, they're going to get this first blood. 33 is going to get credit for it. Kasane is going to fall. They look over at Ari. He's able to sit under the tier 1 tower alive for a moment, but getting that first blood for Tundra. And you were talking about the upgrades to this Inkswell, being able to pop it off yourself. It just makes it so much easier to line things up, and they show it there by getting first blood. Easy does it in the top lane, and you can see that lane's already going well for Tundra, and bottom is looking pretty good too. 12-4 for Skittle.
Completely free farming in this lane. Putting pressure on Pudge. Tomato, he's doing okay. Does have a Ring of Health, does have Ring of Protection to soak up some of that physical damage.
Top lane again, and it looks like 9's going to be the one who falls. That Inkswell not saving him that time. So Kasane gets a little bit of revenge onto the Grimstroke. As not only did he die, but now his courier finally respawns, but gets a little bit of gold back in his pocket. You can see the power of the bear already. And Grimstroke not feeling like, he can really stay nearby too well unless his positioning's kind of perfect against the bear, right? Snowball into tag team. It's a lot of damage coming through.
It is. You have to be careful. For now, Ari saving a point, deciding whether he needs to block them off with the shard or if he wants to put another point in tag team. You get close tag team plus the bear. Let's see. He decided to put a second one in tag team.
Bottom lane, Snaking's in trouble, and they've got a net on a Tomato. Leech Seed here with right clicks coming in from Whitemon, who's got no more mana left. Fairy Fire, Blood Grenade, goes back towards the tree and ends up losing his life. They've got the Fatal Bonds on, but they just don't have the damage to get a kill on either Tomato or Whitemon at the moment, and maybe they can chase him down and land a net.
Maybe get a courier.
No courier there. Skittering a little bit far. Tomato, no hook. It's on cooldown, so...
This is what we mentioned. You're playing into Warlock. If you reposition him with the hook, you might be able to get the kill, because he wants to keep the distance, stay in the vicinity of a tower, and just secure the farm. For his safe laner, maybe get the pull off. Zeus, he's going to be level 6 in the next minute, so I expect TSM to start playing much more aggressive as soon as Zeus gets to level 6.
Get anybody close to low, you can really help out with a nice Thunder God's Wrath. They're going in. They've got the roll. They have Topson making the move over towards top. They look over at the bear, and it will be
plus 300
gold for Topson. That's a hero kill in itself. 300 gold is no joke, especially when you're giving it over to the mid.
He's still gonna stick around, it seems. He's one of the heroes that
They
can...
still see him, though.
Yeah, he can still rotate. Like, there's 2 heroes in the game.
Fumbling again.
Constant action, can't even finish my thought.
Yeah, they go for Skitter. They get the kill. They land the hook. That Upheaval's not doing enough to save this Naga. Some damage onto the Tomato as he's trying to run away. Ticking down, 50 health. Pops that stick. Is a shared tango. There's not much the Warlock can do once he's able to walk away. But top lane, they're going after Ahri. They've got the Ink Swell. They have the pressure on. They're looking for the Tusk. But here comes the Zeus. Bryle's in. Topson with the roll, trying to get away. They get the kill on Ahri. They'll finally take the Tusk, but Topson in trouble. Gonna try and run away, but the Thunder God's Wrath is there, and Bryle will get the kill on the Earth Spirit trying to retreat.
This is something that we mentioned during the draft as well. TSM heroes are really difficult to kill, especially early on. They're super tanky. This is Twin Protector level 4 with 1,000 HP.
9. Over mid, and Ahri's in the mix as well. That Ink Swell's never going to pop. Bryle's got another kill. So Bryle makes a move. He's the one who TP's top, gets 2 kills for his trouble. Now bottom lane again, a lot of action. Topson's made his way over bottom, and they're going to get this Pudge.
Topson one of those players that doesn't care about his own levels or anything. Like, he wants to make a move, and now he might be able to go for the move, pick up enemy XP rune. This is going to be massive if he manages to do it. He does have Boulder Smash. He does have Rolling Boulder available as well. And also 9 is going for his own XP rune.
So potential for double XP rune here for the side of Tundra after getting a couple kills, but also dying over top. They're bringing a lot of heroes here for TSM. Topson's here with Snake King, and he drops down the Magnetize. The Upheaval will slow down White Mom, but they've got the Snowball to stop that. So Snake King in a very vulnerable position with Pudge right behind.
These punches
Topson's getting low, and can he at least get 1 kill? They'll get White Mom. Topson gets the Wisdom Rune. Now he's got the Boulder Smash, but here comes Bryle. Tomato gets Topson, Bryle gets Snake King. And it's a 2-for-1, but they do end up getting the Wisdom Rune and a kill.
Not sure if that's like XP runes, definitely worth it, but they also just got like 1 kill on position 5 while losing Topson. He did get those Urn of Shadow charges before he died, so that's a big benefit because sometimes you need that extra damage and also relieving some of the pressure from Skeeter. Very interesting build coming out from Bryle. This is like, I've seen this a couple of times in pub, just skipping mana boots completely. Going on Bryle. Speaking of Bryle, he's dead.
Whitemon trying to come over to help, but there's just no real way for him to do so. And now the Fatal Bonds hit Ahri and Whitemon, so they can't really defend too well anymore.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Both of these teams on point when it comes down to dewarding. I think they already killed like 3-4 Observer Wards total. Mato in the bottom, farming up, getting his level 6. Vanguard available.
They smoke right off picking up that double damage, so they want to go for more. The pressure's not stopping from Tundra. They really want to keep their pedal on the gas. You said TSM, they have a really good early game, and I think they're trying to counter right now from Tundra with pressure of their own, right?
33 is level 6, so that means Solar Guardian is available.
Ink Swell is gonna be avoided with the Snowball save from Ahri, but they've got the Magnetize to try and turn this. Damage coming in. Thunder God's Wrath. Topson's dead. Ahri traded. Down goes Tomato. So 2 kills there for Tundra for the one of that Earth Spirit from the mid. And overall, it's okay for Tundra, but again, losing this Earth Spirit for the 3rd time.
It just stops and things. He loves to be super active, wants to like break the game. This is how he won 2 TIs pretty much. Just constant aggression coming out from his team. And I've noticed like the slight change in the way Tundra plays, because like when people talk about Tundra, it's all about, you know, they choke you out. But Tundra is also like, even before Topson joined, they were the team that could play extremely fast Dota when necessary. Now with the addition of Topson, look at him go.
Yeah, they want to go for more, but they've got the Snowball back over onto Topson. Ink Swell. It's going to pop. That stuns up Ahri. They use the Chaotic Offering. They've got themselves the hook as well as the Dismember on a Topson. Overgrowth used by Whitemon. That's going to control the Warlock and the Grimstroke. Solar Guardian used by 33 to try and save the Earth Spirit. They get the trade onto Ahri. They look over at Tomato. The Golem trying to hit him down with the help of the Dawnbreaker. They kill off Tomato. Stroke of Fate's not going to be able to save 33. They lose Bryle. Whitemon's low. He'll fall to 9. And 4 heroes are dead on the side of TSM.
Yeah, this is the power of picking up 2 bounty runes. Both supports level 6 on side of Tundra pre 10 minutes coming into the fight. I don't think they executed the Soulbind plus Fatal Bonds I think there was only one Fatal Bonds in that fight, but still, like both supports also surviving. 9, well, he's level 7, so is Snaking, and we're gonna see that again.
Yeah, the rolling to start on a Brile. Ari's been doing a really good job with these snowballs, but you can hold Inkswell for a long time.
One Fatal Bonds, but still more than enough. And this Solar Guardian coming in clutch. Like, you know that you're not killing Golem in this fight. He's gonna deal ton of damage. Brile needs to keep the distance, but again, you have heroes that can close the gap. He does what he can in this one. Trades, but they lose way too much.
Yeah, they're a little clumped up, and that's just allowing Zeus to output a lot of damage with that Arc Lightning, right?
Well, has Kaya, doesn't have neutral item yet. Maybe he finds a fairy trinket.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Back
tower
into the game we go.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's only a 1k net worth lead for Tundra at the moment, but it's been back and forth. It's 10 minutes in. We're averaging 2 kills a minute at the moment.
We said Fairy's Trinket. There it is on Zeus. Some extra spell amp coming out from him. Ooh, that ulti, it's gonna hurt.
Oh, yeah.
While all this is happening, both kind of real carries in this game are farming. Kasane already has Relic, only needs to find Talisman, and he's very close. This is gonna be like 11 and a half, 12-minute Radiance, which is gonna destroy Naga Siren and the Illusions. TSM will hit an earlier timing.
I mean, that's something you talked about in the draft, right? Like the timing that they have available to them compared to Tundra's, but is Tundra slowing down that timing enough?
They're doing a good job picking up like some of these earlier engagements.
Sane's already got the Sacred Relic. He's almost into the Talisman, 500 gold off of finishing off that Radiance. Let's see. Brile leading the net worth at the moment. Like you said, has that Fairy's Trinket, has the Kaya going into a Yule's next. Things kind of, at least for this current minute, slowing down a little bit. Not the constant fighting we've been used to the last 5 minutes of the game.
21 kills, 11 minutes. I don't think you can ask for anything better. And
I say that, but they
he
found
made
a lone druid.
True form.
They're gonna go. They've got the roll. Kasane's bear getting a little bit low. They've got the Spirit Vessel on a Kasane. Whitemon coming over the Nature's Grasp. The Boulder Smash hits on a Kasane, trying to hide into these trees, and will eventually drop to Topson. But here, coming around the bend, Solar Guardian up in the air. Now they look over. That's gonna drop down. Hits on a Whitemon. They've got the Magnetize, and they will smash down both Ari and Whitemon.
Even though the
hammer
stun,
from 33.
yeah, even though Solar Guardian stun didn't connect, he still managed to like keep them inside and also just like eat them alive. This is a really nice move. They understood that Lone Druid might be getting closer to his Radiance, so they smoke ganking. Like you see Naga Siren, like Skeeter getting involved early on as Naga Siren, trying to set things up with Song of the Siren.
Yeah, quick on and off with the song, dropping the Solar Guardian, but the Starbreaker hitting on both Whitemon and Ari, who are just trying to help, and you end up losing 3 heroes in that situation.
This is a massive kill. Like, this delays their timing. All Tundra wants to do is like get some extra levels, get another item on Naga Siren, get involved, but they're also like not afraid to team fight because they have an insane amount of damage. Topson, Spirit Vessel available on him, and then you have Fatal Bonds maxed out. This is Warlock level 9, 13 minutes into the game. Like, this is pretty big.
Wow. A lot of experience going his way, and you can see the difference in net worths between the both supports from these teams. Is Grimstroke already has 4,300 gold. I mean, that's quite a bit, and he's going into an early pipe. So Arcane Boots into a pipe for 9.
This is something that Tundra always did really well. Understood like what they need to buy on their position 4 and 5s. When Saksa played, he was playing slightly more on the greedier side, but so was Snaking. I think like this change the map when it's 40% bigger does benefit teams like Tundra, because this is also a team that tends to farm a lot. Like a lot of the times you've seen Tundra in the past also getting like pipe mech on Snaking.
Rolling.
Haste. I'm gonna pick that up.
Ooh, Soulbind. Not the longest cooldown, so you use that as a bit of a deterrent from them going after Topson, right?
Yeah, they did not want to commit there.
You know, level 1, 70 seconds. I mean, level 3 for Grimstroke, 50 seconds on that cooldown is pretty much nothing at all 3 levels. You can see Warlock queuing up a Shard, queuing up a Glimmer Cape. You've got Topson trying to clear up a stack here. He's got himself that Midas with that Spirit Vessel. So he's trying to get himself a little bit more comfortable if the game goes later. It's a 7,000 net worth lead, even though the game felt even on kills. They're going to go bottom for 33. A mass TP is already being shown here by Tundra. Snakekin comes in with a chaotic offering. That's dropped down on top of Ari. Whitemon gets a little bit of that hit on him. And the chase is on the Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the silence on to Ari. They're making sure they've got this kill with the roll. And they at least take out the Tusk.
Tundra is so quick reacting with these moves. And also, both supports on their side not afraid to use their ultimates to like zone them out for a second or two. Snaking immediately drops down the golem, which does secure them tower. Might deal some extra damage, but also I feel like they want to take another fight. 33 does have ulti available, and they're gonna smoke. Roshan is on Dire's side. Uh-oh, Kasane, he just showed himself.
To engage the top, and we're going to see if they can spot Kasane again, but immediately he wants to get out of dodge, and he goes over towards bot. Does Tomato get caught here, though? He's in his own jungle, but that's still a little bit too far out for comfort. They've got multiple silences on him, and there's no way for him to escape. Nine's there with the Phantom's Embrace. They have the Geomagnetic Grip for the other silence, and they're moving right towards mid. They have just made
they're so quick,
A, B, C. Like, they are just going from point to point with no break in between.
It was pretty much bottom, top, mid, and they might even move to the bottom. They found Bryle. That's big. That's massive.
Soulbind, and there's the Fatal Bonds. They go to the Solar Guardian that will drop down. Overgrowth's not going to do anything. Bryle's already dead. Ari's going to extend his life with a snowball, but the roll lands on a Whitemon. They're still going to find this extra kill as Whitemon's in trouble. He's invis thanks to the Shard, but they've got 2. And, I mean, it's everything going their way. They just didn't have the detection ready to get this kill onto the tree, and he's a little bit lucky on that. Fortunate to be alive.
They got the 2 big kills. I don't think they care too much about not killing Tree and Protector there. Again, getting the tower and Fatal Bonds, Soulbind. Like, this is going to be good at every single stage of the game. 9 has Pipe Finish, not your traditional Grimstroke item, but they understand that most of the damage coming out from them right now is Magical, Radiance, Zeus, Rod from Podge, which is not upgraded yet. Tomato needs another 1,500 gold to finish off his Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, and that Ag's timing just feels like it's off the mark a little bit. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to really turn everything around. Upheaval, Whitemon is going to have to try and get into the trees once again. I don't know if anybody... he's got a sentry on Snaking, but he's holding the Upheaval. They're not going to go for Whitemon with the heroes around him. Well, potentially that, you know, we could see them go in again and have him go invis and still have his life. He sits off to the side, roll through. A little bit short of Ari, and a leech seed used by Whitemon, and that will, at least for now, be a deterrent where they can walk away.
Snaking's farming so aggressively in the enemy triangle, knows the team is going to be ready to back him up. Solar Guardian available in 10 seconds. And look at this item on 33. This is how they won TI. There's no Raid Pact meta right now, but he does have Mage Slayer available, something that he bought on Tide Pipe plus Mage Slayer, because there was Leshrac meta during the previous TI. This is how they reduce the damage, plus Raid Pact, so pretty much the same thinking, Tundra style.
So still on brand with the Mage Slayer, right?
Yeah, it's not your traditional item, but again, they know where the real damage is coming from.
Maybe close to mid. Bryle and Ari are nearby, but again, waiting on a couple of these items, wanting this Ags on Tomato. The bear for Kasane has the Radiance, and he's going into the Mjolnir next, but there's so much time needed for this, and Skitter's just going to walk up out of the high ground and find Kasane. You got Whitemon nearby. 33 is going to try and help with that Celestial Hammer. Overgrowth is used. Silence out of Kasane.
They're not taking damage.
Ooh, now they're going to find the roll. Topson, Chaotic Offering dropped down onto both Ari as well as Whitemon. They've got the supports in some trouble. Roll's going to miss Kasane, but they've got themselves the ensnare coming out from Skitter. The snowball to extend the life. Brown on the backlines with a heavenly jump to try and get away from Topson, but Topson's going to roll up into the high
He's
ground,
in.
and he wins. He's on a Brile.
What a
He's
madman.
behind the tier 3 while they go for Kasane over where the Tormentor would be if it was 20 minutes. But they're going to chase him all the way to the gate. They get the kill on a Brile. They'll take out Ari. Kasane's looking next on the list with Topson nearby.
wants the big one.
Spirit Vessel on him, chasing him down. Boulder Smash onto Tomato to get the kill. Onto
What
Kasane.
a player. He goes in pretty much on his own. Rest of the team, some of them were still near the tier 2 tower, and that's just Topson things. What can he do?
No hesitation to roll up out of the high ground after the heavenly jump. He just wanted it, and he got it. If only all of life was that easy. I want it, I got it.
I wish.
You got it.
This also opens up Tormentors for them. I see Warlock buying Shard of his own. 9 has 1 queued up, needs another 300 gold. And again, this is how Tundra does it. Like, they know how to utilize the map. And speaking of itemization, Grimstroke, he does have Trusty Shovel, digging up some bounty runes. Of course, snaking with the Philosopher's Stone. Big Boy Philly providing him with some extra gold. Hand of Midas. This is where the difference is coming from. I think what changed the tempo of this game was this gank from Skeeter and the rest of the team on Lone Druid before he could get his Radiance off. Delaying the timing.
Stop, right?
They're going in. Topson.
Soulbind, Bear connected to his master, and now they're going to go in. They've got the roll onto the backlines again. He's always looking for Brile. These heroes are alive, but with a sliver of health, they get the kill to Brile. They've got the Solar Guardian that's going to drop down to the backlines. Kasane with a life being taken from his hands already. Being dropped down as they get this Whitemon Tree Protector into some trouble.
No one's dying on their side. They might be able to get one kill. Snaking.
Tomato gone. Whitemon looking next. Geomagnetic Grip hits onto both of them. They'll even throw a blood grenade. They get the kill on Ari. Starbreaker was landing there and taking out this Tuscan. It's a full team wipe as Tundra lose nothing.
They just have way too much to stay now on their side. Shadow Word, despite its insane pickup. Like, I think most of the players wouldn't pick it up on Grimstroke as a position 4, but they know that they're going to hit their own timing, delaying timing from TSM, and then they can go in and do what they're doing right now. 21 minutes, 22 minutes into the game, 22k gold lead. Like, you know what I say a lot of the times, like, this is officially over when it hits 1k per minute. This is also a fight where there was no Fatal Bonds on double Soulbind. He went for the soup instead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You can see the Bears already out of the fight. Kasane lasts a little bit longer, but 33's been perfect with these Solar Guardians, right? Dropping down behind the fight, knowing he's got the Celestial Hammer Starbreaker combo to follow it up. And yeah, the hook just into no man's land, not getting a kill or not finding a target. And then just the silences, he even keeps snaking alive.
And not losing a single hero. Roshan's available if they want to go for it and try to close the game, but considering how Tundra's playing right now, I'm not sure they even need Rosh. I think they can keep this pressure going.
It doesn't seem like they have to slow down at all, as Skitter's gonna find Ari. Has that net. Snowball buying some time. Shards to try and block him out. Mid lane, meanwhile, they're going after this Pudge. So Topson's going to be on a monster kill streak on a Tomato. As Skitter takes out Ari solo over in the top part of the jungle, and they call GG. That is it. Tundra will take game 1 over TSM.